If you're listening to this, chances are you know me. For those of you who are new here, I'm Kat, poet, photographer, and self-professed lover girl. As for him, let's just say he's the love of my life, aka the spanker. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. We'll get to the impact of things soon enough. First, a conversation between lovers, sadist and masochist, dominant and submissive, the spanker and the spanked. Welcome to my podcast. Hello, loves. Okay, so I got snacks. I'm recording, okay? Okay, so the snacks are popcorn. In one bowl, we have popcorn with cinnamon, sugar, and honey drizzle. In the other bowl, we have popcorn with hot sauce, dill, and pepper flakes, which I know you're not going to touch that.
That sounds like a pregnant person snack.
I like spicy. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, so we've talked about it before, just kind of conversation in passing, and I've been posting about it, so here's the question.
Okay.
Why does it seem that women, especially black women and women of color, have a fear of expressing their sexuality? Why are we extremely hesitant about exploring kinks in the liberating realms of BDSM?
Okay, so from the way I look at it, there's a twofold reason why. Um, First reason being rooted in slavery, where when black women were property and inherently seen as a forbidden sexual thing, but were used as a sexual thing and weren't seen as even people back then.
Property. Okay.
So secondary would be community perceptions, because of the way that we as a people view sex as having inherited the puritanical way that America views sex. It's made it so taboo, and especially so for people of color, because of the simple fact that we are people of color, and us enjoying anything seems to be an issue within the global market as a whole. Black women in this country have been at the forefront of all types of fights, but are always viewed as less than, as not deserving of a full and encompassing love, not deserving of pleasure in all the ways that they see fit to accept it. And especially in the black community, if you like something that is outside of what is considered normal, you are always viewed as, oh, you need Jesus, you need
Exercise.
That's the first thing someone says, not, okay, cool, you like that, that's you, that's not me. My saying since I've been a teenager, whether floats your boat may sink my sub. It means that it may not work for me, but if it's working for you and
Then
it's
that's
not
your
hurting,
thing, right?
it's not hurting anybody to an extent that doesn't want to be hurt, let it go. Like that seems to be a big problem. People are so concerned with what's going on in somebody else's bedroom, and they're not even doing everything that makes them happy in the bedroom.
Sure. So I want to go back to the first point you made about slavery, and in kink and BDSM, there are things like ownership and being collared, submissive. So do you really feel like there is a lot of that rooted in slavery? Like there's something inherent in us that makes us feel like uh, we push against that basically. Like
Yeah.
we don't want to be, someone's property or submissive, or I don't know.
So I do, because of the fact that when you look at it, black people were in this country, well, across the world, we were transported out of Africa in chains, beaten, collared, and made to be submissive to people that did not deserve our submission. We have been stripped of so much of ourselves and then trying to find yourself not only as a black person, but also a black person in a sensual form, it can definitely make you face up against a lot of our shared history. Like, all right, if you like to be spanked, when did that start? Because so if you were a kid and it started then, when you were getting the spanking, were you getting in trouble? Was
Right.
that something that became erotic for you, or was it when you became older and it was like, oh, these sensations now have a different type of meaning for me?
Right.
So you also have to look at most black people from my experiences who have been able to delve into kink and things like that have had to have a supreme understanding of their place in history.
Hmm.
And this is something that most people aren't going to like, but some people, they do revert to the stance of, okay, I accept that, I accept my history, but I also want to revel in that history. Like certain people who will only seek out um, a white master
Mm-hmm.
or a white slave.
That is their kink.
That is their kink.
Mm-hmm.
And it is looked upon as, wow, you have some generational stuff that you are just not actually, you've never actually let go. No, like maybe they have let it go, and that's where they feel fulfilled,
Mm-hmm.
because there are, no one says anything if a white person does the exact same thing, if a Pacific Islander does the exact same
Mm-hmm.
thing.
And that's the response I've been getting from people. It's like anything within kink or BDSM. Someone said to me that this is what you get from the white girls.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how do we break out of that?
Um, it's a that's a hard question to answer because of the simple fact that we have so many stigmas within our community that are literally just now in 2025 being fully addressed, and not even all of them are being fully addressed.
So you feel like we got a really long way before
Yeah,
we can even really get to a place of just being sexually liberated,
yep,
where women can
absolutely.
just actually explore the different things that might turn them on, or that they might be into, or even that their man might be into, that they're willing to explore.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I feel it's for both, but there has to be a recognition of when someone is doing something that is only in a racial capacity of, oh, I only do this to black women because I'm trying to degrade them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always a line that black women and black men have to be riding. It's like, oh, we're always on a razor's edge because someone could literally just, that is their thing, that is their kink,
Mm-hmm.
or
But they're using it against you almost in a way.
but it also could be the, hey, I just want to have dominating power over this race. So, or I want to use this person with this melanin skin tone for this reason
Mm-hmm.
because this is all they're good for. I don't see them as a real person. I see them as just a thing to service me.
And then that's something else that I see within BDSM and kink is where, and I usually only see it a majority. Black women will say not into race play. Like that is a large part of how they come across. Like they may say, what they're into, what they're not into, but that's usually one of the top things that they say they're not into. Like don't come with the race play.
So the reason I feel that that's more prominent for women is because they are not seen in the position of power in the race play dynamic.
That
So
makes sense.
whenever it's race play with a black man is always the one being overly aggressive. All the stereotypes,
Mm.
the overly aggressive, over sexualization.
The bull.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is something that some men can just fall into because they still feel like they have power.
Mm-hmm.
for a black woman,
It is automatically a submissive role.
exactly. It's not a you're in control. You're the dominatrix who is controlling this scenario. It is always whenever someone's trying to do race play with a black woman, they're in the submissive role. They're treated like they're degradees.
They're less than.
And so, like that is one of the things I see as why more women, as they should, are like, I'm not into race play because you have to respect me as a person first before you can get my submission.
Absolutely.
If you are doing this for some type of power trip, then what is, and not in the good way, in the, oh, I dominated the hell out of this black chick last night. Oh, I did this to this black girl last night. Like, it's a line that you will get cursed out by your people and the people who are wanting to do it to you when you say no. And it's wild. It's wild the ways that black people, people of color. Let me stop just saying black people. It is people of color.
And I mean, I say black women because that's my experience. More prevalent,
yeah.
Right. That's me. So
it's just like we're fetishized, like not only by white people, by Latino women, Latino men, all
Asian.
Like it's black people are. I heard this a couple of times throughout the years. Everyone wants to sample our culture, but no one wants to be us. Everyone wants everything that we produce, but no one wants to actually be us. They want our music, they want our voices, they want our rhythm, they want everything except for the actual be in our skin. And so having to navigate the world like that, and then not only are you having to navigate against people outside of your race, you're having to navigate against people inside your race too.
That's true.
Because you're like, you'll be labeled as an outsider because you are fully expressing the things that you like and you desire.
Right.
And growing up in the world as it is, as a Judeo-Christian world, pretty much, well, in the portions where black people are very prominent, outside of Africa in the Middle East, there is always oh, you have to act like this, you have to act like this, you can't do this, you can't explore and say you like this because my religion says you can't do it. And it just doesn't seem to click in people's head that just because you worship your God in that way doesn't mean I have to, or have to live by your rules. I don't.
But that goes back to the community. So now you have religion on top of whatever else is going on in your community, those opinions and stereotypes. So that further compounds you not being able to explore anything sexual.
Absolutely, because you're told that it's wrong. Like, most black kids are told it's wrong to think about themselves as sexual beings, to when they reach that age as teenagers where you really start feeling that strong sexual urge to explore your body by yourself. If you asked as a teenager, I used to ask girls, do you masturbate? They were like, oh, no,
but you're from somewhere different from me, though.
I'm from New York.
Right. And I grew up Southern.
And I used to, but see, I'm also the kind of person who will ask you damn near everything because that's just me. I ask questions because I'm curious. And if you have a hesitation to touch yourself,
you're definitely going to have a hard time letting somebody else touch you for sure.
See, that's the weird thing. They have no problem letting someone else touch them, but them touching themselves is mind-blowingly wrong because they've taught someone else can always touch you. Someone else can always use you, but you can't touch yourself, find out what you like. Your pleasure is not as important as giving pleasure.
And then, if all you're doing is giving pleasure, then you never know what it is you like because that's about someone else, not you.
And then it without fail, there's always like that person finds one partner who's like, what do you actually like? And then they start exploring that, and all of a sudden sexual liberation in their mind, like, oh, I like this, I like this, I like that.
See, this is where I'm at right now.
Like but that's the thing. That's what, and it's heartbreaking that so many people go throughout so much of their lives never being able to fully delve into what they want because of outsiders' opinions.
And you're lucky if you come across someone who allows that space for you to just explore.
Absolutely, but see, that's also a thing because people will find a person who has helped them explore and then things ended badly between them, and now all of a sudden they lock that part of themselves away because it brings up the memory of the person who introduced them to that. And even though it is something they absolutely love, they will be like, no, I'm not going to do that because so-and-so I used to do that with so-and-so. Okay, you're no longer with so-and-so. Why are you denying yourself pleasure? Because they sure as hell ain't denying themselves pleasure on account of you.
So what can we do? Me as a black woman or any woman of color, and I want to say any woman because a lot of women do have trouble just feeling like they can explore or that they can be sexual or that they can be into the kinks. Like they have a hard time.
It's it's very hard because our society is so
patriarchal.
Yeah, because it's funny that men, like the way that we're taught is, oh, you want a virgin, you want her to just have been with you. And as a kid, I was like, I don't want that. I want a woman who knows.
You knew better early.
I was also very sexual from a very early age.
Gotcha.
But so like, I didn't want anyone who I'm sitting there having to teach everything every time. Like, have at least a baseline knowledge of something you like. Like, oh, this is what I'm into. Okay, these are the things I'm into. Okay, cool. I'm glad that you know at least the baseline things of other than coming to America. He didn't want the woman who would just do everything whatever you like, that, because he also wanted her to have a mind, and she had no mind of her own.
It was going to be whatever he said.
Exactly, and that presented him no
challenge.
Not even challenge, no joy, because
no excitement.
It was somebody reflecting back at him what he already likes. Not, hey, I may like this, I may like this. Okay, you like this? Oh, okay, I hadn't thought about that. Let's delve into that. We want people who are, the society teaches us we want a virgin who is a slut. How is she going to be a slut if you've never allowed her to figure out her sexuality? So the only thing that women can do is honestly stop giving a fuck about what everybody else thinks.
And we talked about that yesterday. Why do you care?
Exactly. Delve into to things that catch your interest, because if something makes you curious about it, then you already have some sort of draw to it. Now, whether you like it or not, you can always be like, you know what? That's not for me.
True.
Like,
and I think that's the root of it, what you just said, not caring about other people's opinions. It's not so much that we have a hard time with the exploring or the expressing. We just are so caught up in what is somebody else going to think. That if we can just get out of that, then it's a whole world out there.
That also goes for men as well.
You think so? I think men are more brave when it comes to that. I think maybe y'all don't care as much. There's more of a, I don't want to say masculinity or bravado, but yeah.
We're allowed to not care as much.
Right.
We're given that space. So we already have.
From the beginning.
But there are so many men who absolutely think, oh, what would somebody say if I said I wanted to spank somebody? Oh, God, what if I want to tie you up? Like, I have literally...
Yeah, I can see where that can...
So, in college, I will tell this story. I had a couple of women I used to mess with, and a couple of them were friends. They, one day, like, we were sitting down at, I think it was like after a club, and we were all just talking, and they were like, "Yeah, we have a nickname for you." And I was like, "A nickname?" I was like, "Hold up, what is this nickname?" They're like, "The acrobat," because you always putting people in these all these positions. You're not just missionary and doggy. So
They having conversations about you.
I was like, why would I only want to experience the way you feel from one or two positions? That seems weird to me. And they were like, not many people think like that.
Agreed.
And I was like, huh, okay.
You sure you don't want none of these popcorn?
I told you I don't eat popcorn like that.
More for me. More for me. Okay. So, kind of a summary though is like, when asking what can we do, it really just kind of boils down to a being comfortable with ourselves to the point of not worrying about what other people are thinking.
Absolutely. Being comfortable and confident in yourself, and also knowing you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Like that's the huge thing. Like if someone's like, "Oh, what would your mother think?" My mother would think what happens in my bedroom is my business and not hers. Because I surely didn't want to know what was going on in her bedroom at all.
I'm pretty sure our kids feel the same way about us.
Exactly. But one of us tells our kids what's going on, and one of us just is never going to.
Okay, so I posted the question, bondage or impact.
Okay.
And what do you feel like everybody asked for?
I know everybody asked about impact.
Everybody asked about impact. Why do you feel like they asked about impact more so than the bondage?
Because bondage has become a lot more mainstream, and like with the 50 Shades of Grey and seeing it in not only movies more so now, but it's worked its way into it becoming almost a normal thing of, oh, I like to be tied up a little, and people are like, ooh, you're so risque.
Like, all right. It's not so much like that anymore with the bondage. Okay. So
but for impact play, it's more people are like, what are you getting out of? They think the most extreme thing, like you got the heavy paddle from the 1950s. So that's the question next.
What do you feel like they think impact is? So you feel like they think it's super heavy, just
absolutely. They're thinking you're getting this
whack
shit
your
beat
back out,
getting the shit beat out of you, and you're just like, oh yes, that's it. Do that again. Like they don't understand that there are levels to everything that you do. Exactly.
Okay, so then explain in your words, what is impact?
Impact play is something meeting a specific part of the body with force.
I like that you said specific part of the body and then
just go for butt. Absolutely, like because it can be impact play on the vagina, on the breast, on the thighs. Some people, not just the ass. Some people like the bottom of their feet, like their backs. It all depends on the person and what they found as, okay, this is what turns me on.
Okay.
Utilizing different implements like your hand, leather paddles, wooden paddles, some with studs, some with spikes. Some people like the blood play. Some people like the showing that I've received this impact.
They want to see the visual for sure.
And that's a bit harder for
those of us with the
melanin because of the fact that, it takes a lot for us to look bruised.
It does.
So like when it happens and you're like, oh, ooh,
you were there.
I got that.
You were there. Yeah. Okay, so my experience with impact play. I watched this girl get spanked, and she was tethered to this like A-frame. And the guy picked up a tennis racket. So I'm thinking he's going to spank her with the wide netted part of the tennis racket. He turns the tennis racket around and spanks her with the handle.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay.
So that was new for me. White girl, close friend, and she welted and bruised, and there was, like, you could see that ass whooping. You could really see it. And it wasn't just the impact for her. It was also, like you said, that they want to see is the visual for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So it definitely, and for people of color, not only women, but people of color, the the thought of impact play always leads to the thought of a whip. The thought of, oh, you want to go back to the slavery days or something like that, and you want to experience that. No, this is what turns me on, and it has, as far as I can tell, has nothing to do with that. This is just something that turns me on.
Right.
Now, if I start looking into the history of it, yes, I'll start seeing, okay, maybe somebody in our history was like, you know what? It's that shit.
Well, so for me, with what we've done, so there's been the leather paddle, the wooden paddle, and for the wooden paddle, I want to give the word thuddy. It's much thuddier, but
it's more solid.
It is, but also looking up different things. I've seen vloggers that are considered thuddy, and they've got like knotted ends, and I don't think I want to. I don't know, something about that doesn't appeal to me.
Like the cat o' nine tails.
Yeah, it's something about the end of it just being thick like that. Just, I don't think so. So we've got paddles. We've experienced with a belt, which was different, because like you're saying, and I think that we don't really think about it, but a lot of our subconscious comes into the bedroom. And the belt for me kind of gives me, so the belt for me kind of gives me like flashbacks of, did I get in trouble and who was the one doing the spanking? So maybe not the most pleasant. I prefer the paddle, but the thing that I prefer the most is your hand. And for some reason, it hits harder than the paddles. And that's weird for me. Like, why is your hand so heavy?
Just the way I'm built, you know. I don't. So something you don't know about me yet is when I go swimming, I don't float. So it seems maybe I have heavy bones, and that solidness is transferred throughout.
Just heavy-handed, for sure. Gotcha.
And it's also about ensuring that you're striking at the points. Like you have to know the body, and you have to know, okay, high up on the butt, not so much sensitivity. It's going to bring more pain because like
that, you like the cuff.
Absolutely, because that is where a lot of nerve endings are. That is where a nice little deposit of the booty fat is, and that's where it's going to give you a stinging sensation and that spreads.
It does, and I feel it much later after it's over. Yep, I'm rubbing the booty.
As you should be.
As I should be. Okay, so I think that was it. We touched on my question, and then the impact versus bondage, and maybe we'll do bondage next time. But other than that, can you at least give us your age?
I am now 46 years old.
46 years old. Gotcha. So whenever I get a chance to go and put everything together, I'll give the introduction of you. No names. I don't need everybody running off to go find you. So thank you very much for sitting with me.
No problem. It was a joy. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
So that's that. A new episode for my podcast. It's been a minute. First a few weeks went by, then a few months, then a whole year, and it was like, holy fuck, what is going on? I procrastinated. I dilly-dallied. I put it off. Then I encountered someone who challenges my fears and encourages my growth. And that has made me step outside of my comfort zone. Hopefully we'll do this more often. Hopefully he'll come back and lend his voice again. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. And to the one affectionately referred to as Dada by yours truly, thank you for it all. No more hiding.